people, Lingy here. Today's video is going to be a DIY project on how to make your own infinity scarf using nothing but 2 bundles of yarn and a technique called arm crocheting. The project's probably going to take about an hour. If you'd like to see the video, keep on watching. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video. There's going to be a giveaway for this infinity scarf that I made with this tutorial. So for materials, you need 2 bundles of yarn, scissors, and your arms. That's it. I got my Wool Easy Thick and Quick bundles. I purchased my yarn from Michaels. They have the yarn for like $7.99 each, and you can use a coupon. You do want to get the super bulky yarn. The 6 determines how thick the yarn is. But you can also get them at any craft store, and I've also seen them at Walmart. First thing you want to do is remove your labels and locate the yarn end. It'll be on one of the 2 sides. Your yarn should be unraveling from the outside in instead of the inside out. Next, you want to unravel a few feet of yarn. Get your ends and put them together. Next, you have to create your tail. For your tail, you'll need about 8 feet of yarn. So to create my tail, I pull my yarn about 4 times this length. So on the right side, I'll have my tail, and on the left side, I'll have my working yarn. Next, you want to create a slip knot. If you don't know what a slip knot is, I'll show you. So to create your slip knot, you're going to make a loop, twist the loop around, put your fingers through the loop, and grab your working yarn. Pull it through your loop. And there's your slip knot. And it's called a slip knot because it can easily be tightened or removed by pulling the yarn, and the knot will slip out, just like that. For a closer look, here we go. So you want to create your loop, twist your loop, grab your working yarn, and pull your working yarn through the loop that you've just created. And there you have it. If you haven't gotten it or need to try it a few more times, all you have to do is pause this video and continue when you're done. Now we're ready to start our crocheting. So you want to take your hand and put it through your loop. So you're going to be working with your working yarn and your tail. So to begin, you want to take your pointer finger and your thumb. You're going to put it in the middle of your yarn, face down, and then turn it up towards you. It should look like this. This will create a loop on your pointer finger as well as your thumb. For the rest of the yarn, you can hold it in place with your ring and pinky finger. Now you're going to take your right hand, put it through the loop from the left side to the right. Then go over to the other loop on the pointer finger and put your hand through as well. Then bring your hand through the loop that was created, like this. Then pull your yarn. This will tighten your links. These will be your links on your right arm. Then you want to continue that process. Here we go again for a closer look. Again, you're going to put your pointer and your thumb finger through your yarn, turn it towards you. This creates your loops on your pointer and your thumb. Put your hand through the first thumb loop, then go over to the other loop and put your hand through the loop that you just created. Then pull and tighten. Make sure your links are loose around your wrist. They have to be loose enough to go over your hand. I'll show you a little later in the tutorial why. So we're going to continue making our first links. We're going to do this 12 times. This determines how wide our scarf is going to be. So here we go again. Create your loops. Put your hand through the first loop, then over to the second loop. Bring it out and tighten. Make sure it's not too tight and continue the process. So again, we're going to put our fingers through our yarn, turn our hand up, creating our loops. Put your hand through your loop on your thumb, then put your hand through the loop on your finger and pull through and tighten. Being that you have more working yarn than your tail, make sure your tail is on your thumb finger and your working yarn is going on your pointer finger. This is our 7th link. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Each link has 2 pieces of yarn. So here's number 8. This will stretch out. Number 9. number 10, so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 links so far. As you go, unravel your yarn to make more working yarn. You'll do this quite a bit. Here's 11. Pull and tighten. Not too tight, remember, not too tight. And for your last one, again, you're going to take your fingers through your yarn, turn your hands up, creating your loops, put your hand through your thumb loop, then your pointer finger loop, pull and tighten. This is your last link. Now that we have our 12 links, all we're going to use is our working yarn for right now. So you can put your tail aside, you can just put it over your working space or put it just out of the way. Next, to chain your links, you're going to grab the working yarn in your right hand. Then you're going to take the first link and pull it over your hand. This will create a loop. With that loop, you put your left hand through that loop and slide it onto your wrist. Then you're going to pull your yarn and tighten. Now that that's done, you're going to repeat this process all the way through. So you're going to grab your working yarn with your right hand. With your left hand, you're going to pull your link over your hand, and then you're going to put your left hand through that loop. Make sure you pull and tighten. Now we have to do that 10 more times. Again, you're going to grab your working yarn with your right hand, take the third link and pull it over your right hand. You're going to pull the working yarn through that, and that creates your loop. Put your left hand through that loop, pull and tighten. Your work should look something like this. It looks like a mess right now, but it turns into a beautiful infinity scarf. So again, you're going to take the working yarn in your right hand, take the next link in your left hand and pull it over your right hand. Remember, you're still holding your working yarn in your right hand. Now that you created your loop, put your left hand through that loop and pull the yarn and tighten. Again, grab your working yarn with your right hand, take the link with your left hand, pull it over your right hand, put your hand through the loop and pull your yarn and tighten. Remember not to pull your yarn too tight. So you're going to grab your working yarn. With your left hand, grab the link, pull it over your right arm, create your loop, put your hand through the loop, and pull and tighten. Let me unravel this yarn. Grab the working yarn, grab the link, pull it over your hand, put your hand through the loop and then pull and tighten. You're going to continue this till the last link. For your last link, you're going to do the same thing. Grab your working yarn, grab your link with your left hand, pull it over your hand, create your loop, put your hand through the loop, and pull your yarn and tighten. Your last one won't get as tight, but it's okay. It'll come together. Unravel your bundles to create more working yarn. You can do this whenever you need to. So now that our links are on our left arm, we need to move them back over to our right. We're going to do the same exact thing with the opposite hands. We're going to grab our working yarn in our left hand, take the first link, pull it over our hand, take your right hand and put it through your loop, and continue. Grab your working yarn in your left hand. With your right hand, take your link and put it over your hand. Pull your working yarn through the link, creating a loop. Put your hand through that loop and pull and tighten. You're going to keep the party going and keep doing that. Hold your working yarn in your left hand. Take the link in your right hand, put it over your left hand, create your loop, put your right hand through the loop, and then pull and tighten. It doesn't really matter if you put your hand behind or in front of the loop, as long as you put your hand through the loop. So your third row should look like this. You have the third set of links on your arm, your second, and then your first. However many rows of links you do, that determines how long your scarf will be. So that's it for your scarf. You're going to continue shifting the links from your left arm to your right arm to your left arm, until you get it to your desired length. So you're going to grab your working yarn in your right hand, take the link with your left hand, create your loop, put your left hand through the loop, pull and tighten. You'll get faster and faster as you continue to do it. So you're going to hold your working yarn with your right hand, take your link with your left hand, put it over your hand, put your hand through the loop, pull and tighten, and you're going to continue that same process to the last link. Number 8, pull and tighten. Number 9. Number 10. 11. If you run out of working yarn, make sure you unravel your bundles. Make sure you do not, and I repeat, do not take or remove your arm out of your links, ever. It makes a complete disaster if you don't understand the link. So do not, if you're going to do this project, just make sure you have about an hour just to commit, and do not remove your links from your arm. Here's our last link on our 4th row. So we've completed 3 rows, 1, 2, and 3. Our 4th row isn't complete because it's still on our arm. So we're going to take our links and transfer them back over to our right arm. Again, grab your working yarn with your left hand, take your links with your right hand, create your loop, put your right arm through the loop, pull and tighten. Grab your working yarn, take your link, put it over your hand, create your loop, put it on your wrist, and pull and tighten. Here's number 3. And number 4. Grab your link, put your hand through the loop, pull, tighten, grab and work yarn, grab your link, loop, pull, tighten. And if you do get stumped, remember, this is YouTube. You can pause it and come back to the video once you get to your place. Number 10. Number 11, pull, tighten. And 12, pull, tighten. I think my first scarf, I started getting excited around this time. When I actually started to see it come into, I was so excited. And remember, these make amazing gifts, especially for the holidays that are coming up soon. So again, you're going to continue this process from left arm to right arm to left, until you have your desired length. The front of your scarf should look like this, and then the back looks a little different. It has little knots where you created your links. I like to wrap my scarf around my neck twice, so I usually do 29 to 30 rows of links. So I'll do this 30 times. But for you, you might want it a little longer, a little shorter. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to fast forward the video until I get to my last row. So here we are. I have my last row to finish. So I'm on my 29th row. The last row is a little different. You have to bind your links off on this one to end your scarf. So I ended up with my links on my right arm. I'm going to do the same thing as I were to do any other row. Take my left hand, put it in the loop. I'm going to put it over my hand, pull and tighten. Then I'm going to do the same thing to the next loop. Now here's the difference. To bind off your links, you're going to drop your working yarn in your left hand. With your right hand, you're going to take your link that's closest to your body on your left hand that you created first, pull it over your hand, and you're going to tighten it. This is going to bind your first link off. You're going to do it again. You're going to grab your working yarn with your right hand as if you were the entire time you was creating the scarf. With your left hand, you're going to take your link, pull it over your hand, creating a loop. Put your left hand through that loop. Now, instead of repeating the process and creating your links, you're going to drop the working yarn. Take the link that's closest to you on your left arm, pull it over your hand, and then pull and tighten. If you shift your wrist, it'll tighten a little better. So again, you're going to take the working yarn with your right hand. With your left hand, you're going to grab your link, pull it over your arm, creating your loop. Take your left hand, put it in the loop, and then tighten. Remember to bind your links, you're going to drop your working yarn. Take the link that's closest to your body on your left arm. Take that link and put it over your hand, and then tighten. So you're securing your links by creating these little knots that were similar to the ones that we did in the beginning. So again, you're going to take your working yarn in your right hand. With your left hand, take the next link and pull it over your arm. Being that you're holding your working yarn, you're going to create a loop. Take your left hand, put it through the loop. You're going to drop the working yarn. With the link that's closest to your body, you're going to take it and pull it over your arm, and then you're going to pull and tighten. Again, you're going to grab the working yarn with your right hand. With your left hand, you're going to take the last link, put it over your hand, put your left hand through the loop, and tighten. To bind off your link, once again, you're going to drop your working yarn. And with the link that's closest to your body on your left hand, you're going to grab that, pull it over your arm, and tighten. We have a few more times. Again, you're going to grab your working yarn with your right hand. Take the next link with your left hand, pull it over your arm, creating your loop. Put your left hand through that loop, and then tighten. To bind off your link, you're going to drop your working yarn. Take the link that's closest to your body, pull it over your arm, and then pull and tighten. Again, grab your working yarn with your right hand. With your left hand, you're going to grab your link, create your loop, put your left hand through that loop, pull and tighten. To secure it off, you're going to drop your working yarn. And then with the link that's closest to your body, you're going to take that with your right hand, pull it over your arm, and then tighten. Again, you're going to create your link. Secure it off. Create the link. Secure it off. create the link, secure it off, now we're down to our last one. It's a little different. Don't pull your hair out. You can do it. You're almost at the finish line. So you're going to grab your working yarn with your right hand as usual. Take your last link, pull it over your hand, create your loop, and then put your left hand through that loop. You're going to bind it as usual. Drop your working yarn. Take the link that's closest to your body, pull it over your arm, and tighten it. It should look like this, and you have your last loop on your hand. You want to tighten it up. Make sure you don't pull the yarn completely out. So after you've tightened it, you're going to take your fingers, put it through your loop, and then pull your working yarn through that loop. You want to pull it nice and tight, make sure it's secure. Then do it one more time. Take your fingers through the loop, pull your working yarn, and tighten it really tight. Then you want to take about 2 feet of working yarn and cut it. Then you can pull your working yarn through your loop. Pull it nice and snug, and now you've closed off your scarf. Now you can leave it just like this if you'd like. You can just take your ends and weave it through the scarf and you'll be done. But if you'd like to make it an infinity scarf, lay your scarf down with the front of the scarf face towards you. You should have your tail that we created in the beginning and the piece that we just cut. So you need to take the tail or either piece and wrap it around the knots, connecting each side together. I just opened areas with my fingers and just put the tail straight through it. Just looped it all the way around until I got to the end. Then when I get to the end, I take my piece and the tail and I tie a knot. Then I take the ends and put them right back down through the scarf, just hiding them, and then I clip it off. And that's it. Your infinity scarf is now done. You can rock it as much as you like. You can gift it as much as you like, whatever have you. But that's it. You've made your own infinity scarf. Now for the giveaway, I am going to be giving this scarf away. Make sure you like this video, comment below, and let me know what you'll be doing with your scarf. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, and be sure to like my Facebook page. So hopefully this video was helpful. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you guys. Bye-bye. And hey you guys, if you'd like to see how I styled my infinity scarf, click here.